Chapter 1. The Bargain of the Summer Prince. In the heart of the ancient forest where sunbeams danced with the leaves, lived Prince Oberon, the epitome of the Seelie court. He was breathtakingly beautiful, with eyes like emeralds and a voice that could charm the birds from the trees. His glamour was legendary, transforming the humblest clearing into a palace of emerald and gold, and himself into an object of pure adoration. He moved with the grace of a gazelle, his presence radiating warmth and joy. But Oberon's beauty hid a mischievous and capricious nature. He enjoyed small tricks like tangling travelers' hair in invisible briars or making milk curdle. He viewed humans with a mixture of amusement and disdain, considering them lesser beings, albeit sometimes entertaining. One day, while wandering near the edge of the human village, Oberon chanced upon Elara, a young woman with hair like spun gold and eyes that held the sky's azure depth. She was gathering herbs, her movements gentle and purposeful. Oberon was immediately captivated, not just by her physical appearance, but by the quiet determination that emanated from her. He observed her from the shadows, his glamour keeping him hidden. He saw her kindness as she shared her water with a thirsty traveler, and her courage as she single-handedly chased away a wolf threatening a lamb. These rare human qualities intrigued him, contrasting sharply with the often shallow interactions within the Seelie court. Eager to interact with this fascinating creature, Oberon conceived a plan. He would approach her not as a powerful prince but as a wounded traveler. Using his glamour, he disguised himself as a weary peddler, his clothes tattered and his face weary. Elara, with her innate compassion, immediately offered him assistance. She tended to his faux wounds, shared her meager meal and listened patiently to his manufactured tales. Oberon found himself genuinely enjoying her company, her simple honesty a refreshing change from the layered deceptions of the Fae world. However, as the sun began to sink below the horizon, a darker presence made itself felt. From the shadowed depths of the forest emerged two bulky men, their eyes glinting with malicious intent. They were known troublemakers in the village, and now they had found a vulnerable target. Oberon, still disguised, sensed the threat. He knew he could easily dispatch them with a flick of his wrist, but that would reveal his true identity. He wanted to see how Elara would handle this situation. Elara, though initially startled, stood her ground. "What do you want?" she demanded, her voice firm despite the underlying fear. "Just your basket, little one," sneered one of the men, stepping closer. "And maybe something more." Elara clutched her basket tighter. "This is all I have. Please leave us be." The men laughed, a harsh, grating sound. They moved to surround her, their intentions clear. Just as the larger man reached out to grab her, a sudden blinding light erupted from the peddler. Oberon, abandoning his disguise, stood revealed in all his radiant glory.
What is that?
His emerald eyes flashed with anger, and his voice boomed, sending shivers down the men's spines.
What is that?
"How dare you threaten a citizen of my realm?"
Help, it's coming!
He thundered, his glamour amplifying his presence until he seemed to tower over them. The men, momentarily stunned by his appearance, recoiled. But their greed soon overcame their fear. "What are you?" one of them gasped, his voice trembling. "Some kind of demon?" "I am Oberon, Prince of the Seelie court," he replied, his voice calm now but laced with underlying power. "And I do not take kindly to those who harm the innocent." He waved his hand, and the ground beneath the men's feet began to shift and move. Vines erupted from the earth, coiling around their ankles like living serpents. They struggled, but the vines held fast, tightening with every movement. "This is just a small taste of what awaits you if you ever threaten this woman again," Oberon warned, his gaze icy. He then turned to Elara, his expression softening. "Are you all right?" Elara was speechless, staring at him with wide, disbelieving eyes. She had heard stories of the Fae, of their beauty and their cruelty, but she had never imagined actually meeting one, let alone a prince. "Thank you," she managed to stammer, her voice barely a whisper. "But why did you help me?" Oberon smiled, a genuine smile this time, free of malice or trickery. "Because you are different, Elara. You possess a kind of strength and compassion that is rare even among my own people. And because," he added, his voice dropping to a low murmur, "I find myself increasingly drawn to you." Elara's heart pounded in her chest. She didn't know what to say, what to think. She was both terrified and exhilarated, drawn to him yet wary of his true nature. I must go, she said at last, gathering her wits. My family will be worried. Oberon watched her go, a look of longing in his eyes. He knew this was just the beginning. He had formed a connection with this human woman, a connection that would undoubtedly lead to consequences both good and bad. And as he disappeared back into the depths of the forest, he vowed to see her again regardless of the risks. The frost is closing in and Elara's choice will change the courts forever. If you want to see if she survives the Prince of Winter, hit that like button to melt the ice. Subscribe to join our journey into the Vale and comment, Winter, if you think she should trust Malphas, or Summer, if her heart belongs to Oberon. See you in episode 2.